Welcome to yet another video. We will cover these 4 points. Will steel stocks see revival in India? Look at the entire steel sector, stock charts. We'll go through complete detail analysis. I'll share with you what am I doing in this sector, how I'm looking at it, because after all, steel is cyclical in nature, and once it breaks, it gives you some erratic moves, and one need to be very, very careful when you are entering in this sector and when you are exiting, because exit is very, very important. So that's why I'm going to share with you some stop losses target which I'm looking at it, and how I'm looking at it for next couple of months, years, because this is not for short-term traders at all. What I'm sharing with you, it is somebody who wants to do further analysis and enjoy the benefit of the steel sector revival if it's coming on the radar for us. And I'm recording this video on 30th of July 2023. Please make a note of it. This is again for multi-months, multi-year trade possibly, but again we follow our process. So we'll get started. It's gonna be completely short video I want to take you through, but please make sure you watch till the end to get a complete understanding and value for your time. If you haven't subscribed to my channel, do subscribe and hit the notification bell. Let's get started. So first thing first, let's go and look at all the companies which are there. And I've added, as you can see, I've added all the companies which are there in the steel sector under one watch list in TradingView. And there's another hack here. Just click on the icon there. You will see all the distribution of the company. And what you can do is you can sort it out by the financials. And once you sort it out by financials, you can see, okay, which is the highest revenue. Again, this information is available for TradingView, and for, I think, even for the free members as well. You don't have to pay for it, and all you have to do is select 3 4 companies and see what's happening, right? So let's take up select these companies, and if you go down below, you will see the chart here. Now you can see what has happened in last 1 year. All the charts, this is comparing all the stocks which I've selected at one chart. So you can see all the stocks. Like Jindal Saw is up 344% from the last 1 year. We got Geeky Wires up. Again, they are making wires. Wire stocks have been specifically going up, which is kind of a subsector within this steel sector. And you can see JSL, which is up 231%. Then we got Jindal Steel, Prakash, Ratnami, JSW Steel, SAIL, Tata Steel. And that's what gives you the SAIL, Tata Steel, JSW Steel. You have to look at each of them, what actually they're producing, because there's some specialty steels and so on and so forth. So this gives you a complete picture that this sector is trending up from last 1 year. So demands our attention, and that's what I'm trying to do. And in this particular video for you, and share with you what I'm looking at it. And also, I don't know whether you have scrolled down below, you can start seeing all the news which is coming in from TradingView, because their source is from some very good um, data sources. So you can make use of all of this information in your analysis, right? To get a complete view of this entire sector, because it's giving you news for all the companies which you have selected in that particular list. So now let's quickly go through what is going on, right? First of all, if you remember, there was a distressed steel assets which was sold a couple of, I think, a year and a half, 2 year back, when all the Bhushan Steel, Electro Steel, Monosteel, SR Steel, they were all went into distress sale, and then it was scooped up by bigger companies. And again, I'm born in Ranchi. My father was in steel plant. He was a rolling mill expert, so I grew up in the steel plant. So I got some kind of affection around that and understanding to some extent. I'm not expert, but at least I've grown up in steel plants in Ranchi and also in Modi Nagar as well, Modi Steels. So kind of good some understanding there. So Bhushan Steel is where my dad was used to do consulting as well. So I'm familiar when I was from childhood days. And this company put all the capacities when it was a last peak cycle, and after that, the the cycle turned and they kind of had the entire asset which was not able to pay the loans and whatever the loans they got it from the lenders, and that went into distress sale, and that's what happened. So that's happened couple of years back. So now balance sheets of these steel plants have completely cleaned up, and now it's been scooped up by the big players. Now, if you look at the steel sector overall, right, and this is where it started. Production of steel started in 1907, 18. Then steel mills were set up in India in 1954, 92. And then foreign players started entering the steel plants in 2000 from 1993 to 2014. And thereafter, India started ranking in the total crude steel producer market around the world. And now it's standing in number two. If you look at number two, is where India is standing in the total crude production as well, right? Number one is China. And now this is where it will stand in terms of some of the areas where steel production is heavy, right? So that's what it is. Now, if you look at the bigger picture, right, you have to always look at it, what's happening around the world, what's the capacity. And you can see ArcelorMittal, which is also very, very active in India, is 97.1 million tonnage of, and this is as of 2015, they have. So only the company which ranks in top 10, if you see where 10 is Tata Steel, and then 26 is SAIL, and 30th number is JSW Steel. This is as of 2015. Again, this is bit dated, but giving you context of where India is standing in terms of steel production. And there is a set target to increase the production line and make it more effective. That's what is happening, because the steel is the basic fundamental thing if India has to grow, whether it's a metros, trains, housing, everywhere the steel consumption is there. And this is where I think it'll be, we have to, if there is an revival in the overall construction sector and also the growth in India, we steel will be integral part of that growth as well, and we have to keep a close eye on that. And so this is where it is. So these are the some companies which are listed in steel plant, steel industry. JSW Steel has 18%, Tata Steel 20%, SAIL is 16%, and others are 31%, and Jindal Steel Power 7%. Arcelor Mittal, Nippon Steel, which they have acquired, is now 8%. So that's where it's standing as of now. Tata Steel is the biggest steel share so far in India. So now, if you look at it overall, the some of the news also, if you look at it, it's since it is lowest in the market, so there's a lot of consumption which is going to happen in India as well for the steel. So the exports were lowest, and some of the countries they supply is Belgium, UAE, Turkey, and this is where Belgium had dropped by 36%. Again, because there is a recessionary thing, so obviously there's a demand will be less. But as and when things start improving, there will be, and also China consumption start going up, the steel demand will go up, right? And that's what you can look at it. Again, you can have a look at it. There's a very nice document which is available on Indian government steel authority overview of steel sector. So I will not go through line by line. You can go through this. This is regularly updated, so you can check that up. What is where India is standing in that whole ton. So as of now, India is followed by 118 metric ton, before it is. And look at the China by itself. It's 1,032 metric tons, and India is 118. Just imagine what a huge gap it is, right? So far. And second is Japan. After that, is third is Japan and USA. So that's where their ranking is there. And per capita consumption, which is very, very important, was 228 kgs for the world, and China is 691 kgs, and India is standing at 70 kgs per per capita consumption, which definitely, if the overall economy moves, this consumption will go up, and it has a huge room to go from 70 kgs to 691 kgs where China is there today. And that's what it is. So go through this document. I will leave the link below if you can't find it, so that's easier to do that. But it's very, very, it's just a 5 pager document, but gives you complete view of Indian steel industry as a whole. Okay, so let's uh, let's go through again. This is something, no problem at all. Another thing which you also want to know about the green steel, right? So now there is a lot of push in the by that we should have a green steel. What does a green steel means? That you don't emit the carbon dioxide while producing. Overall, if you know that when you're producing the steel, you need, it leaves behind a lot of carbon dioxide, and because of which there's a lot of thrust to have a green steel which is using, um, instead of coal-based furnaces, you use the green ones like solar or wind or whatever other channels, the energy is steel, so that they can produce the green steel, and that is also being doing. So if you know, the blast furnace needs to operate at high temperature in order of, like, it goes up to 1000 to 1200 degrees centigrade, and that is where they're trying to experiment this, and I think it's still a long way to go, and government also will try and make sure that steel production is a integral part of the overall growth which government is looking at it. So something, putting now pressure on the steel plants to, go green route will means more capex, and still it's under nascent phase, but something you have to look at it as we go along, because there is a complete institute formed, India Australia Green Steel Initiative, which you can track and see what's happening, what new development is happening around that. So just to give you the context of green steel, I didn't want to make a big uh, presentation on that, but something for you to further study on it. So let's now go back to our charts and see what's happening. So if you look at it, let me quickly, just 1 minute. Okay. So these are some of the stocks which are there, and you can see what's going on here, right? And I want to just take your attention to sale first, because that's what I covered. And now look at it. By the way, if you haven't joined my Telegram channel, do join it. And I keep sharing a lot of charts there as well, so that it's much quicker rather than producing videos and all. And so, if you are enjoying the video and you're still watching my video, I'm sure you're enjoying it and getting value out of it. No recommendation, but also if you want to consider subscribing my channel, hit the notification bell. That way, you get notified with my next video, which I keep coming almost literally on daily basis here to make you peaceful weekend investor. Thank you. So if you can see here sale, what's going on here, and this is literally, this is a monthly chart, and I like to do monthly chart analysis. So what has happened in this stock, right? Look at that very clearly. There have been double top, and after that complete crash, and then it is just going in cycle, and it was in downturn. What has happened here? Look at this. After it came out of this channel, it was the biggest rally, right? Agree? And after that, what has happened? It came back and touched this support. So this line. So I'm just trying to, remove this so that it's clear. So let's do it again so that it's clear so that you can understand. So moment, it is, this is where the breakout happened. But what you can do is you can see actual breakout happened here. So if you bring this line here, you see this came out of the channel, right? Overall, this was a channel which was coming in, and it came out from this channel after making low series of lower lows, right? And next time it came and gave a support here and then bounced back from there. And if you look at the Fibonacci extension, which is where you get a complete view, if you look at it here, what do you see? This is was an exact period where it was 0.618, which is golden ratio, right? and and this is where you can see here golden ratio, and now it's again at the support of 0.382, which is another important one, and hovering around that. Now question is whether it go up or go back again and touch it, this one. I think this will becomes a big significant support, and if it goes back here, the view will become negative again. But the, given the trend here, price action, I think it is setting up nicely. That's my view. Again, I have a position in sales. I've started building up, and I'm sharing with you my analysis so I can be completely biased. I'm not at all sharing with you to or giving you any kind of recommendation to buy and sell or something. It's just what I'm doing. So for me, the first target will be coming here, and I'm keeping the stop loss because it's steel sector. I'm not gonna. I will try and give it some bit of leeway because it has a bit of volatility, as you can see, right? If you go in on a weekly chart, you'll get a complete view here. So sale is one of the things which, and what I'm doing is I'm kind of looking at playing this as a basket approach rather than one stock approach. Sale is one of them, and you can look at Jindal Steel, right? Jindal Steel is already given a leadership position. While sale is coming up, Jindal Steel has already gone up and started making higher highs, and almost all is broken out from the high. The now current is all-time high, right? So this is already there. Now you JSW Steel, we look at it. What's going on here? Again, this is also setting up nicely, as you can see here very clearly. The trend is really, really positive here. It's creating a nice wedge. So good point is to enter here if it's taking support and then goes up and keep trailing that. So that's another one. Lloyd Steel also I've taken last Friday some position. This is again for not for weak hearted because it's already gone up, but it is just a trading position here. And Kamdan is not doing well. So let's Ratnami is because they have some specialty you can see here. If I go in monthly chart, you will get to see what's going on here. Look at this. The stock has been absolute seller, right? From 800, it has gone to 2,600 within no time, and just not a single time it is given a any kind of an weakness to go up. So always start with a monthly and weekly to go through, because moment you go back and daily, you'll start to see a lot of whipsaws and you will lose the whole picture. Is what I'm trying to tell you. Always look at it at least monthly to see what the context is. Otherwise, you will you'll not be able to make big money out of stock market. That's important. Now these are some stocks you can like see. Gigi is just completely going crazy. So stocks which are in a JSW Steel and AP Apollo, they make tubes, so they are different specialty ones. High tech is another one which we can keep in radar, because again it is kind of sorry, it is now after giving huge rally, which is like kind of from this base 792%. Let's see what happened. Look at this. This came in and touched zero point 0.5, and after that, just completely give a big action. Now it's setting up with the nice one. So let's take another check. What's going on here? If she'll take a swing low and swing high, so it is like it's around in the crucial level of 0.382, which is also we have to see whether it can go up from here, right? Because it's hovering around these key areas, and and the 0.618 will be a good area if it comes and touches here, right? So that's another one. And so yeah, we see here Gandhimati special tube is also breaking out. So a lot of stocks you have to study here in this sector, which is kind of, if you really see, they're all making all-time highs or there. So something, if there is a correction in the market, and now coming to the point is what exactly I'm doing here is, for me the view is very simple. If there's a correction market and there is some stocks pull down, I will keep looking at some strong um, setups before I start building my position in steel companies, and I'll go with the 3 or 4 stocks as a basket approach, and then play it over and see how long it goes, because that is what I want to look at it. And those who are actually going all-time highs, the one will be my focus area, and I will divide it in specifically those stocks which are yeah, which, like for example, sales, JSW Steel. These are kind of a basket approach we're going to play, and build that position over time, and don't buy in all at once. And steel plant, I want to warn you, is also that it is completely cyclical in nature. So what you can see here is, if you go and look at it monthly chart or 3 month chart, that it is certain, except for certain like JSW Steel, which is a great company to hold. But if you look at sale, you will definitely not for the weak hearted, because moment you're not able to exit, and this is 3 month chart, right? And if you're not able to exit properly, you will come back to the square one, and you don't want to do that. So you always have to make sure that you are booking profits right time. Exit is very, very important. Ever since it's been making lower lows, you can see this was a high, then it made lower high, and again the low high, and this is a low high, and this is the first time after that it's broken down. I will wait for it to close up, and then first one target will be 140, and then after that 200, I should go and touch it and then evaluate it. But it is important that you know that keep following this channel, because I'll be keep updating my view on this stock as well as others. Till the next video, I want to leave it with you, and I want you to write down your comments below on this video. See what was your learning, what did you understand, did you get any view, do you have any suggestion for me to come up with any other videos? I'm more than happy to look at it, so that way we keep growing together and have a peaceful weekend investing. Till next video, bye bye.